I do have a like Philippe specific thing coming up, but it's a few sessions away at least, so
I mean, we could use the teleport scroll.
That's true, and I would have to, rethink a lot of things, but,
Is that a group teleport?
It is. I think its caster level's limited, though, to a certain amount. It's like the... I'd have to check. Oh, Zarin says he'll be here in 2 minutes. Sweet. Okay.
Oh, sweet. We could use the teleport scroll!
Whoa.
You'll have to do something like reduce person shenanigans or something, I think, though, because I think it's a minimum caster level teleport scroll.
Yeah, but that's still...
I think you have 2 of them, though. You do have 2 of them, I believe, right?
Do we? No.
I thought...
No.
Maybe you only have 1. I can't remember, because you got 1 on the boat.
One, and then I have a spell book that has 1.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's what it was. Also, I was just thinking... I was being silly, because Kai had 1, and I forgot that he actually ran away, so... For like a second, I forgot he ran away, and you guys didn't get his... He had 1 that if you like beat him, you guys could have got a teleport scroll off of him. That was like part of his loot. So I was like... I was like calculating it mentally as like, that's their loot! But actually it isn't yet.
Maybe he's coming up, and maybe it will be our loot. Aha!
Maybe. You never know. I mean, I know, but...
Who is that? That Ron's wife?
Possibly.
Okie dokie.
Alright, so Zadarian will be here in a couple minutes. He messaged me, said he just got home, so...
Nice. I'm partially packing my car during this session, so, if I'm slow at responding, that's probably why.
Fair enough. So yeah, you guys are... Are you guys gonna teleport? We can do that. Well, let me check what you guys would be able to do if you did that, because I'm curious now. Let's see.
I don't have reduced person. I don't know if Secret does, but I know I don't.
I don't think it's on the Oracle spell list even, but I could be wrong on that. Let's see. I think it's caster level like.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah, everyone's here. I actually was like,
at the first,
like worried, like, oh man, what am I gonna do if like 2 people don't show up? Because I was thinking that maybe you and Mantis weren't gonna be here, and yeah, so I'm actually glad you guys are here.
I usually try and message someone if I'm not gonna be here.
Right.
Yeah, I need to be better about texting the GM. That's the biggest issue, I think.
Or just make a post on the Roll20 website. That would work as well.
Yeah, I don't have...
Either way.
I'd have to, like, figure out my password and log in from, like, work.
Oh, yeah.
That, so, I think...
You just have it saved on... That's fair.
have it saved, yeah. So, and I don't know, I haven't spent the time to figure out...
I actually had to reset my password the other day, because I wanted to log into Roll20 at work. For reasons. That was because I was training new hires. Yeah, I was training new hires, so I was just sitting in the computer room basically while they were watching videos and shit. And I'm like, what do I do while he's watching this video? I know, I'll log into Roll20.
Yeah.
Like you do.
Yeah, of course.
I didn't get to do that today,
I wish I had
though,
downtime at work.
My new hire didn't have FLC access, so I actually had to go out and walk around on the dock all day instead. It was very sad.
Okay, I'm here, I'm ready whenever.
Okay, so yeah, I guess you weren't here for the last session. I don't know if you got caught up on that or not. But basically they fought a demonic man-bear gorilla.
That was way outside of our like actual ability.
Yeah, they
to
were
fight,
actually supposed to kind of run away from it because they couldn't actually hurt it really, but they instead used Tiki's spell that causes him to not be able to breathe air, and he suffocated after like 30 rounds.
So how did we live for 30 rounds?
They eventually blinded him and ran away with glitter dust. Because, yeah, Amber almost died. Amber got, like, knocked unconscious.
Oh, wow.
and they turned Amber invisible, and he almost would have been on the coup de grace because he had the ability to cast see invisibility at will, but he didn't actually have it running at that point. And also, I would have felt really kind of shitty about just having a random encounter coup de grace Amber, so I kind of didn't really want to do it anyway.
It happens.
It does.
You know,
but...
sometimes your monk just dies. You know. It's
yeah.
very sad.
That wasn't a random encounter.
It was a sort of random encounter. I mean,
It wasn't like
Yeah.
a major. Well,
It does tie in because it had to do with like the whole Declosar thing a little bit. Like it has a little bit of tie into that, but it was kind of. It was like a sort of random.
No, I'm
encounter, I guess.
talking
Like,
about in my game.
Oh, in your
Yeah.
game, yeah. In my game, it kind of was a random encounter, but like I did roll like on
when
a
it's the
table,
GM,
basically.
is anything random? Is anything truly random?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
with
you
dice
roll
rolls.
the dice out in the open, yes.
Could be weighted. Could be weighted. I don't know.
Yeah, no, this thing they fought had like SR like 20 something. It was pretty rough.
Oh my god. Good
and
job,
like
guys.
he had like DR 15 or something stupid, or DR 10, and yeah.
DR10.
Also, I
I
had
bet
used.
Philippe really helped out a lot in that fight.
No, he wasn't
No,
even in that
Philippe
fight.
wasn't there.
I was like, Philippe hangs out with the Desnan priests in the cave because he doesn't want to help you guys look for. Even though like that's what he's good at, he didn't want to help him look for these dwarves that were missing.
I probably would rather have looked at the artifact or studied it with people that knew what they were talking about. I could see that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you wouldn't have
we'll
been
say-
very good at it because you were cursed.
That's true too. You were waiting around because you were cursed still from the hag fight. So, but we did get rid of that at the end of last session. So you are no longer cursed.
Oh my god, you guys are amazing. I need to leave more often. You beat like a super like hard monster, get my curse gone. Like this is perfect.
Yeah, they
Did I
got a
level
bunch
up
of shit
too?
done. No, I don't
you
think
didn't
we
get
leveled
XP
up.
Oh, okay.
No, everybody gets XP. I don't remember if I gave XP out already or not.
It was 3,000.
Okay, yeah, I gave it out already. So 3,000 XP was that for everybody, or is that divided up?
What's your total at?
That
It's
was
gonna be
was
easier.
divided up already. I mean, that was already divided up.
Okay, so yeah, 3,000.
The total is 31,420.
420. Okay, that's 4,000 above what I have.
All right, so yeah, it's
Did
morning.
you get extra? Did
Philippe,
you get 1,000 extra XP for something you did, Amber, that no one else did?
I don't think so.
I think we have that in this game.
I might have missed a session or something.
No, I've been keeping everybody on the same. You might have just missed
You didn't
adding
update
XP
my
one session or
character
something.
sheet, right? Because I think it's
The
still says I
only
have
thing
strength
that one of
damage.
my characters has extra over a party member is I have a hero point in Matt's game.
I think I removed the curse maybe or something on your. Or no, I don't know. I don't know if I did
Yeah.
anything on yours.
I don't think you did. So it's.
I think it's left
oh,
as
it's
is.
unchecked. I had 2 strength damage, and I don't know if that's accurate or not. Probably not.
If it was damage, no, it'd be gone now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay.
So yeah, you guys, it's early
you.
morning. Philippe just got cured of his curse, and it's you guys actually can move on if you want now.
I think we were going to travel to Corvosa, or we can just turn around the other direction and try to find some more Shawanti who aren't actually hags.
Yeah, you could do that.
It's still raining.
No, actually, it stopped raining finally.
It stopped raining. But I don't have snowshoes. Let's go to Corvosa.
All right.
Yeah.
Once
Assuming
I have
nobody's gonna
overland
object.
flight, I'll go into the mountains. But not yet.
So you guys begin traveling south then towards Hars.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, whatever
if I
our
can get-
dictator says.
I mean, you guys can chime in if you want, but...
Yes, master. No,
All right,
I
I'll
think that's
get
good.
some passive perceptions from everyone would be great.
Oh my god. You know just how to get me excited for this game.
Get you to roll a dice.
Get me to roll a perception check on Philippe. Oh man, that 40! Oh, sorry, 47. It's a 47.
It's the old adage, right?
Oh my god.
We didn't level up or anything, did we?
Not yet. We're
No.
close. We'll probably, depending on what we do this session, we may level up. We're only 2,500 off.
Let's do shit!
You might level up this session.
And with our like average XP gain, that's doable. We just need to go fight something. Let's go find a Kai.
Alright, I'm gonna roll my random encounter dice.
I think he will find
Basically.
us.
I have like a small little table of stuff here.
There's your random encounter die.
So yeah, you guys go through the day and don't really notice anything out of the ordinary. Like you see, Philippe sees some wildlife off in the distance. Things like, I don't know,
Don't say birds, don't say birds.
elk or whatever, or like a hawk off in the distance, maybe. But
Oh my god.
but they don't seem like this one doesn't seem like it's following you. For example, you just see it briefly, and it's kind of just flying off in the distance. You see it like swoop down, like it's doing some hunting or something. Yeah, you just see some just general wildlife, and travel along the path without incident farther south on the way towards the Falcon, where the Falcon and Sarwin rivers meet in the city of Hars, which you may remember. Philippe and Amber may,
We
and Kiki
left
might remember.
a Sprigand here, right? Or is that what it's called?
Yes, actually. So yeah, you guys start you guys as you get close, of course. You start seeing a lot of farms, because like Hars is basically a farming village, basically, or a farming, like it's not really much of a town. Like most of the people actually live outside of it. So yeah, so you see a lot of like fields and stuff. You see some of them are like being worked a little bit, but not a whole lot, because it is in the middle of winter right now, actually.
Winter wheat?
What's that? Yeah. Like they have some stuff growing there, but still they have like year-round crops here, but it's not as busy as it might be if it was, say, like a harvest season or something like that. But yeah, you still see some people out there, and they also have like a lot of different livestock as well in this area. If you remember, Hars is well known for its livestock regionally. Like they have like yeah, like well-known fairs and shit for livestock in the area. But yeah, you don't really. It seems like actually pretty peaceful, which is maybe kind of nice for a change. And it's starting to get towards
we have free ferry over the ferry from Mayor Phillips.
You do. The town of Hars is on this side of the river, so you won't necessarily need it yet, unless you guys want to continue on. But it is getting towards evening. You do also, I think they offered you basically, you can stay on the town's dime basically as well.
Yeah, I'll go see if Mayor Phillips is in. Was Mayor Phillips a gnome woman? I can't remember.
No, she was a human woman, but she had a gnome. The gnome was like the secretary basically, or assistant. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you guys get into town, and yeah, like I said, it's kind of how you remember it being before. It looks like it's I guess you just want to go straight to Mayor Phillips' house / office.
Yeah, I want to see how the Spriggan's doing. Has the Spriggan repented in its ways? I think I left the blind one here, asking it to help with work to repair the damage it did.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah, you guys get to Mayor Phillips' house, and when you guys go inside it, assuming you guys go inside it,
Mm.
yeah, you see Ipicor again, the gnomish like secretary guy. Because he's like, "Oh, you guys are back," and he gets up and kind of says, I'll be right back. I'll get some tea going." And he goes. He immediately runs over into another room and starts doing that. Uh, and
I like that
insist,
guy.
take a seat, and of course there's like some couches and chairs and stuff set up around like the front room there.
Yeah. And I take a
So-
seat.
Okay, and he runs into there, and as he's kind of doing that, he says, "Did you find what you were looking for in Kaer Maga?"
Yeah. Yeah, we did.
I'm glad to hear that. Things have been pretty peaceful here. He comes back out with some as he doesn't have the tea yet because he's still waiting for the water to warm up.
Right.
He's got like a little wood stove going. Um, he says, "I'd go get Mayor Phyllis, but she's actually not here right now."
Oh, where is she?
Well, she's at her homestead right now and working on some of her own personal property a little bit.
How is the repentant Sprigand?
He kind of frowns a little bit. He says, "I am not actually sure."
I'm gonna sense motive that. I don't think this is a very good skill for me. Yeah. I rolled well.
He seems like he is holding back on something about he wants to say more about it, but is not willing to. Like he's holding back an opinion or something. But he does says, "But we haven't had any trouble since you left last time. No
Okay,
trouble
that's
at
good.
all."
I'm guessing the Sprigand wasn't actually very repentant, even though it said it would be. Those things have ways with words that don't always let their true feelings.
Yeah, they're kind of terrible creatures, honestly. And after a little while, he hears like his boiler going, so he runs over and gets that and comes back out with some tea. And so yeah, he asks, "So is there anything I can do for you?" Like I said, Phillips isn't here, but there's a lot that I could probably do in her stead.
We will be taking the ferry in the morning, and
All right, very
we'll,
good.
of course, like your assistance with that. And although it's not right here, you should be careful of a creature that has wings and has been disrupting caravans from Meanderhof down the Runatash River and Yondapagari River.
Some sort of winged creature, you said, like a winged devil.
Yeah, and its mode of attack seems to be to darken the skies, and when the assailants can't see, attack them while they're under cover of darkness.
Oh, goodness, I hope it doesn't show up here. Sounds
Indeed.
terrifying. Have you seen it? He seems like really kind of worried now. Like,
Indeed, we fought it off, however, but it was not defeated.
Oh, I see. Well, I hope it doesn't show up here.
If it's wise, it shouldn't pursue us.
Well, I guess I'll let the militia know about it, but this doesn't sound like something we'd have much ability to fight.
Perhaps you can send word to Corvosa.
That might be a good idea. He runs over to his desk and kind of like jots down a little note on inside like a little booklet he's got on on the desk. He's like, I'll make a note of it. He kind of claps his head. So, are you planning to stay tonight? We can give you accommodations at one of the inns. I believe you stayed at the Spotted Pony last time.
Yes, I believe so. It was quite nice.
All right, I'll send the word that in payment, you guys will have some rooms there tonight.
This town's hospitality is always top-notch.
Looks over at the dwarf and says, "I don't recognize him. Is he a new friend of yours?" Because he kind of he sees Kael and kind of just thinks it's Alias because they're brothers, like they
all look
and
alike.
They all look alike to him. He's just all humans look
hair
like
grew back.
Yeah, all humans look alike to gnomes, I guess, especially when they're related.
And have the same face tattoos.
Yeah, but he specifically asks about Brugar in this case. Like, who is this? Is a new friend of yours? I don't remember him last time.
Indeed, he's quite the fighter, and he is quite the tale-teller to introduce himself. Brugar. This is my friend, the mayor's assistant.
Oh, I see. Well, it's nice to meet you then.
He stares at the assistant in silence.
Alright.
What? I guess we need to get a little more ale into him before he loosens his tongue.
Maybe he's racist against gnomes.
Maybe.
I don't know if that's ever came up yet, but I think this might be one of the first gnomes you guys have really dealt with, or since Brugar joined the party.
I think so.
What about the gnome on the lake in Kaer, in Maga?
Oh yeah, that's
Brugar
true.
wasn't. I mean, Brugar was. Matt wasn't here basically for that, so
He stares
Brugar was
harder at the assistant.
Yeah, he kind of shifts a little bit and says, "Well, I'll send word about accommodations at the Spotted Pony. And as always, my door is always open if you have any other concerns you'd like us to address." And then he goes back to his desk and starts like working on some paperwork he was doing.
I guess I'll go and say, you guys want to head over to the Spotted Pony?
Sure.
There was a tower last time. Was that close by to here? Do you remember that?
The tower was a few hours away. You're talking about where you guys actually fought the Spriggans, right?
Yep.
Like that old kind of rundown tower? Yeah, that was on the other side of the river and it was like a few hours away.
Okay. I want to... If we're going by there tomorrow, I want to stop by. But
it'd be a little bit out of the way, but not by much.
Remember we put like farm tools in there or something, and then we tried to like make it look like it had like enchantments of good on it, so evil people wouldn't get to it.
I think you guys already. I thought you guys already told the city about those being there, and they already would have reclaimed them.
Yeah, we already told the city about those being there, but Philippe didn't care. He put down a fake, like, a fireball rune or something.
I wrote, I put Elven wording on the wall, and
Right. I remember this now.
Amber made arcane marks in a transmutation circle.
Nope. I didn't make a transmutation circle. You made the transmutation circle. Amber had nothing to do with that.
That's not what my notes say, but okay.
Amber's like, I had nothing to do with this buffoonery.
Okay, so I didn't know. I kind of wanted to see if it was still there or not, I guess. It's more curiosity than anything.
I mean, you guys could still go check if you really want, but
I just, I don't see any reason why Philippe would want to, really.
yeah, Philippe
It's
would
more me,
probably
the player, that
remember.
was curious.
Yeah, he'd probably remember that you guys did tell the town about them being there.
Yep.
Because that was
Hey, never
mostly
mind then. Yeah,
most of
I'm
that
good
stuff
for
was stuff the
tonight.
Spriggans stole from all the farms and shit. Because that's kind of what they were doing. They were just going around like stealing shit and like breaking things.
Yeah.
I don't think they actually killed anyone from the
Yeah, they did.
surrounding area here, really. From the area, like the farmers, or did they kill a couple people? I don't remember. I know they killed the guards for the caravan.
Yeah, they killed the guards for the caravan, and we helped 5 health Randy.
Right.
I don't know his actual name because I never wrote it down. He's 5 health Randy in my notes, so that's who he is.
Yep. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Okay, so you guys get the spotted pony, I
his name's
guess.
Randy. I don't know. If
No,
he has
his
a
name
last
is
Does he have a last
5
name?
health Randy.
Anyways, yes, we go to Pony Place.
Yeah, so it's actually fairly lively. Hars is a pretty frequently traveled through town in terms of like trading between especially Corvosa and Yanderhof. So there's like a party of kind of like dwarven travelers there. There's a few different groups of like humans as well, and then probably a few locals as well. You see like a couple halflings and but mostly humans. In two corners, there's two like hooded people and like opposite corners from each other, and you can't really see their face. They have their hoods drawn, and they're kind of brooding in the corners.
One of them's Strider and one of them's a ring wraith.
And yeah, so that's kind of the scene here.
I put my magic ring on.
I got it.
Actually, now I think about it, I guess Ipicor would have went with you guys because he comes with you guys as well. Actually, when you guys leave, because he has the payment for you guys' room. Basically, he's gonna pay. So he goes up directly to the guy behind the counter there, and kind of does like a cough, like a loud cough to kind of get his attention. The guy kind of looks up over, down at him over the the counter. And he kind of holds up like a little bag of coins up, and he says, "This is for them, the ones that took care of the Spriggans." And he kind of nods, like, "Oh yes, I'll prepare the finest rooms then." And he fishes out some coins and kind of looks towards you guys expectantly.
What's this?
Walk over.
Okay, and he kind of hands you guys each like keys, basically.
Okay.
He says this will be for the first 5 rooms on the, or is it 5? Yeah, first 5 rooms on the 3rd floor.
Oh, this is a big place.
It's a 3-story tall place, yeah. The entire bottom floor is just like the kitchen
Bar
and
and
common, yeah, the bar and the restaurant slash restaurant or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like I said, this is a pretty frequently traveled place. It's actually like fairly loud in here. There's quite a bit of people here. Probably a couple dozen at least.
Okay, take our keys, and is this also where the bar is, or is it somewhere else?
Yes, it's down here. On this floor is also where the bar is. It's like a tavern, basically.
But is it where we're getting our keys?
Yes, you're getting your keys there as well. Like it's the bar slash. It's like a bar slash check-in desk, basically.
Alright, then I'll order some ales for anyone who wants them out of the party. Now, especially
Since
look at
Brugar's
Brugar.
been extra brooding today, I'll get him something extra on me, not on the town.
Okay.
Oh, I
He
was assuming
seems
I was
down.
paying for the drinks. I don't know. If I try and pay, does he let me? I'll buy an ale for everyone else, but Brugar.
Yeah, no, the guy after he gets you the okay. So what he does is he says, "Oh, well, first round is actually going to be on us." So he gives everybody gets the first round on the house, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He says, "But after that, you'll have to pay because we only have so much. Like Ipicor only gave me so much money." And my hospitality only extends so far. I got a family to feed after all.
And
Don't worry, we'll be back for more.
I ask him, what's the best he has?
Well, we have our local wine. It's very highly regarded.
That you think dwarves would like?
Well, we do have some very fine Yanderhof and stouts, I guess.
Take one of those, and I'll put down, I don't know, some monies. Let's
Okay.
put down 5 gold pieces.
So you buy a lot of beer then.
No, I'm just buying.
Are you just tipping
I'm
generously?
giving him a tip.
The finest.
Okay, or paying so that you like all my drinks are covered the rest of the night probably with 5 gold.
You're gonna break the economy with that kind of tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Think about what you're doing. Actually, this is probably a pretty wealthy inn. Like I said, there's a lot of traffic through here.
And I hand this big mug of the fine Yanderhofen stout to Brugar.
Okay. It is a very fine Yanderhofen stout. Maybe Brugar thinks it's not as good as what he gets the Five Kings Mountain or whatever it's called. What was the name of that place, the Sky Citadel that Brugar's from? 3 Kings or 5 Kings or what was it?
He's from the Five Kings Mountains.
It was 5 Kings, I was right. Okay. Sure, that's canon now. It's the Take a Load Off Stout.
I see.
We. I was trying so hard to think of a clever name. I didn't get something super good, but
Well, it would be rude of me not to accept this drink, but it would be rude of you, Amber, not to have a drink with me before I drink the drink.
Amber will drink the drink that is on the house.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're offering you pretty much whatever you want on the house, so. But, I don't know.
I'll try the
No, but
fine-
whatever
the
Philippe
wine,
got
local
for the
wine.
entire party.
Oh, I gotcha.
Well,
Okay.
I was going to get ale, but I thought I was paying. If it's on the house, I'll get the local wine for me, and anyone else can get what they want.
Alright. So yeah, you guys can, yeah, like I said, you get refreshments and stuff. I don't know, do you guys just go get your own table, basically, then? Kinda.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like I said, two of the corners are already taken, so you can't sit in that one, but there is one corner still open if you guys want to sit in the corner or whatever.
Sure.
I'm gonna go
brood
sit
on
in the
people.
corner, pull up the hood on my cloak of resistance, and brood.
And brood
Oh
with
my
the other
God.
2 people.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna be alone brooding. I'm going to brood next to Brugar.
Oh, okay.
Brugar, more like Broodgar.
Tiki's normal. She's just doing normal Tiki things. She never
Just
notices
doing normal
if
Tiki
anything's
things.
off. Yeah.
How does Kale feel about all this hospitality that probably feels
He
really
doesn't deserve.
yeah, maybe. I mean, he's possibly feels that way. I don't know.
He's a
That's what
little
I'm curious about.
confused.
'Cause he's basically,
A
I
bunch
mean,
of, outsiders. Or Kale thinks outsiders.
mhm.
Your brother was a hero of this town. And Amber pats his back.
A hero. Would that make you a hero of this town too?
Yeah, but I didn't do as much as,
Well, then why you
Didn't
got your
do as
hood up?
much as it's
I
for
didn't
the
do as much
aesthetic,
as
man.
Elios.
If they know you're here, then why you got your hood up?
Oh, I'm just imitating those folks. And I point out the people in the corner.
Actually, we'll stop. You look silly.
Yeah, okay.
Speaking of the people in the corner, I want to, now that we're sitting down in our corner, I kind of want to take a little more notice of them and, see if anything catches my eye.
Burger takes out a stack of playing cards and asks anyone within the party if they want to, like, play some cards. He's gonna play some cards.
Yeah.
Alright, so Philippe, you notice that these 2 people, every once in a while seem like they, like, glare at each other from under their hoods, but at the same time, or, like, anytime they end up meeting, eye contact meet, they, like, immediately just, like, look away and go back to, like, staring off in any other direction or at the ground. They look like they're just 2 human, like, dudes. They're just sitting in the corner looking
Their eye
like they're
fucking.
brooding.
I know how I can make this more like Lord of the Rings. I'm going to take my Ring of Protection off. I'm going to cast invisibility as I'm putting my Ring of Protection on.
Okay. Do you do that?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay. It seems like a couple people kind of like notice and like do like a double take, but most of the people don't seem to really even notice or care. But yeah, a couple people do notice and like look like they're like.
I'm gonna do
people they're sitting
something
with.
with this.
I'll wave my
in
arm
a
around
minute or
where-
two, but I need to go get some food. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I want to wave my arm around where Amber was. Like, not in, like, where I'd hit her, but just, like, around. So, imagine, like, a magician, and they make something disappear,
Yeah, okay.
and they want to prove that there's nothing there. But I'm not actually
Sure.
going to intersect with where I think Amber's at. And then
Okay.
if anyone asks, my alibi is going to be we're practicing a magic trick.
Can you see Amber? Do you know she's there? Do you know that she cast something?
I noticed her do it.
Probably because he's seen her do it before.
I didn't, because I'm
Even without
busy
doing it.
staring at cards and I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, I can just imagine like you guys have to like teach Tiki how to play like a card game basically, like because she's like I've never played this game, whatever game you guys are playing. She's like I've never played that
She's
game
like,
before.
yeah, I want to play. And then it's like, what do I do?
For me, the real
I'll
game
teach
is
her.
watching and observing others, and the card game is just a distraction that makes it look like I'm not watching and observing others.
Oh, okay. Sleep on high alert all the time.
I'm an
Well,
investigator.
I
That's what I
tell
do.
Philippe and Tiki to, put your money on the table. A couple coppers or a silver if you're feeling lucky.
What kind of game are we playing?
I'm not feeling.
I don't
Imagine
mean
some-
like invent something on the spot, but like, how's the betting work? Like, is it like Texas Hold'em? I bet a little bit and then I have to put more and more in, or is it just here's a hand, I bet this much, I win everything or lose what I bet?
You're thinking too hard about it, Philippe.
Well, it depends how much I bet. I bet some
That's not the
money.
point.
I just put out about whatever Brugar's putting out, unless he's crazy. But anything less
I'll wager
silver or
silver.
less, I don't care.
Kale doesn't approve of betting because it's a symbolism of greed.
Okay.
You're not betting as a symbolism of being a pussy. Those are Brugar's words.
Kale's probably not swayed so easily, though.
That's okay, Kale. You can just watch.
I will also try and welcome anyone else who seems to want to play the game in the tavern into our table of cards.
Okay. Maybe like one of the locals decides to join in.
Do they know who
Cool.
we are when they come over? Do they be like, oh, you're the people who saved us from Spriggans, or just?
Nope. This guy doesn't actually seem to. He seems like he's like a farmer, like an old farmer guy that probably
Cool.
hasn't wasn't in town when you guys were last time here. His name is Farmer Fredigar.
I inquire if there's any tobacco to be bought and smoked in the tavern.
Ah, of course, we grow it locally here. Should be able to get
Alright,
some
then
at
I
the barkeep.
Then I want like a mug full of it. Then I plan to smoke it in a nice pipe.
Okay. Yeah, you get that.
All right.
I will
Probably
not be
costs like a
partaking
few
in the
silver
smoking,
pieces. Yeah, I mean, it's probably a pretty, there's probably other smoke in the air. Probably not like a whole, like way too much, but it's a pretty open area anyway, so it stays mostly ventilated.
Do we have a
But-
window near us?
Yeah, you guys are on the wall, basically, in a corner, so yeah, you guys have windows there. You can open a window.
Are they open? And if not, I'll open.
I mean, they can be. I don't think they
Okay.
would be open
I'll
by
definitely
default
open the
because
one
it's during the
near us.
winters, so it's kind of chilly out a little bit. But if you like I
I'll
don't know,
open
some
it
people
a
maybe-
little bit.
yeah, just to let
I'll
air
ask
out.
around the table then. Like, so what did you guys do to get so well known here?
Yeah, I don't think Brugar's heard the story yet. He maybe pieced some of it together, but
None of.
Well, we were traveling up to Jaegerhof, and on our way we went through this town from Corvosa, actually making the opposite trip we're making now. And we heard a tale of these things called Spriggans, which are, I think, related to giants. Philippe would know, I don't remember.
they're related to gnomes, actually.
Oh, related to gnomes, but they're big. They can be big or they can be small. I just found my notes. They're small, but they can grow to become big, and they were terrorizing people. So we put a stop to it. A whole group of them. We killed some. We, think we scared some off, and Amber there made one blind. and then tried to put them to work to help repair the damage they'd done. They were terrorizing the town, destroying, farming equipment and, fences and things.
And
Raiding
as you're telling the
caravans.
story, Farmer Fredigar chimes in and says, "Oh, that was you guys."
Oh yeah.
Shame about that blind one, though.
What happened to him? We didn't hear.
Oh, I don't know. He disappeared a few days ago.
A few
I mean,
days ago.
I'm not really
oh.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened to him.
What was he helpful while he was here? Before that?
I mean, as much as he could be, I guess.
As much as you can expect
Never really
a friend to
interacted
be
with him
helpful.
much. This is just what I heard. He didn't help out. My farm never really got hit by the Spriggan attacks, but one of my neighbors did, and so they had him out there and had him doing some work. I don't know. I mean, he was blind, so there was a limit to what he could do, but they had him carrying some heavy stuff around and, like, I don't know. Did some really basic stuff. Didn't.
I see.
I mean, he didn't really talk much to anybody.
Well, that there was Amber's doing, and I nod over to where Amber's sitting.
The invisible
wait, is she
spot?
Still, is Amber still invisible? I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Crap. Like, oh, that was our friend Amber. She has a good heart. She sees the best in every creature, no matter how evil it is, and thought she could turn its ways around. And sounds like maybe it worked a little bit, but honestly, I wouldn't have tried if I was her.
Hmm.
Sounds like it did the opposite of work, as in not work.
I mean, he seemed helpful enough, but like I said, I don't really know what happened to him. Just disappeared the other day. Amber, you get close to one of the people brooding in the corner, and it looks like it's kind of like a younger looking human guy. Maybe late teens. Maybe early 20s at best. Like at oldest. But...
Do I recognize him?
No, you've never seen this guy before.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the other guy.
The other guy looks very similar. In fact, they look like they might be related. The other guy looks like he might be very slightly older. Maybe by like a couple of years, but like he might be his older brother or something.
So with the guy I'm close to, I'm going to step a little bit away from him, but where he's still, in sight of me. And I'm going to make a silent image of him brooding, sitting right next to his brother, looking at his brother. Or relative, or other.
So, you're going to make an image? Okay.
See what happens.
Oh, God.
Okay, so at first he doesn't notice right away, like it takes him like a couple seconds. And when he does notice, he kind of like gets startled and falls out of his seat. And he kind of gets back up and he kind of like as he gets startled, like like there's like the kind of that whole like hush, like everyone's like what? Like everyone stops talking and looks over like to see what the heck's going on. And the guy that was sitting there brooding.
My silent image fold its arms.
Okay. And the guy that fell off his seat just gets up and scrambles out of the tavern and runs off.
God damn it, Amber. I think to myself.
And no one else seems to really get it. Like they don't really realize right away because they're all like their attention gets drawn there, and they don't think to like go check the other corner or anything. Like see that there's two people there. They just see it like okay, whatever. They're both guys. They're at the same corner, and one of them ran away, and they just kind of whatever. That's weird. And then they just go back to what they were doing.
I look over and I mutter to myself, "What's that guy's problem?"
And is the other guy, the older-looking guy, still there?
Yeah, he's still there. And he's still brooding.
I'll let the silent image fade away. I'll not concentrate on it, and then I'll go back to my seat.
Okay.
And dismiss the invisibility.
Okay. And you do that. So while you guys are like playing cards, I guess it's getting a little bit of time has passed. Philippe notices the bartender basically kind of pointing towards your group, talking with a little gnomish woman. You can't make out what he's saying, but he's kind of gesturing towards you guys.
Okay, and it's no one I recognize, is that right?
No, you don't recognize her.
So I'll just say in a low voice to the group, I think we're gonna have company soon.
Alright, the more the merrier. And Philippe, sorry to say, but you suck at playing cards as I collect another one of his hands.
It's another hag!
It's just money. My heart's not in it. I'll retire from playing cards. I've lost enough money for tonight.
Alright. So yeah.
How much did I lose, Brigar? A gold or two?
Sure.
Brugar gets to add
2 gold. Because I was drinking wine.
So yeah, the gnomish woman who was over there talking with the owner makes her way through and kind of comes up to the to your guys' table, and she kind of says in kind of a shaky voice, like, are you guys the ones that dealt with the Spriggans last time? Kind of a quieter, shaky voice.
Mm-hmm. What's the matter,
I'm
man?
gonna sense
Me?
motive.
Nope.
Well, you see, Miggy went missing a few days ago, and nobody seems to want to do anything about it. And I've tried getting everyone to help, and nobody seems to care.
Oh no.
Is Miggy the Spriggan I brought back to help?
She nods.
Well, we better do something about this.
I'm letting Amber take this one. I want no part of it.
You want no part in this? Don't you feel bad for this?
Conversation.
Okay.
I want no part in this conversation. I'll let Amber deal with it.
Okay. So yeah, she says like he's been so scared and he struggles so hard and I think his heart's in the right place, but like nobody else can see it, and I'm worried that they might have done something terrible to him. But nobody will talk to me about it. She seems hysterical.
I believe her.
Wow.
She seems to be in hysterics, but a little bit like she's at the end of her wits. And so yeah, she's like, I didn't know who else to turn to. I heard you guys were back in town though, and I thought maybe you would be willing to help him again.
Yeah, but not tonight. It's dark out, and I can't see in the dark.
She kind of like starts like sobbing, and like you can see like tears coming down her eyes. She's like, "Okay, thank you, but please hurry. I'm worried something terrible might have happened."
We'll get on it first thing in the morning when the dawn comes. Where should we meet you to talk about where Miggy was last seen?
Okay. I live over just outside near the Sarwin River. Just a few houses down from here. I live right in town. It's right next door to the candle shop. You can't miss it.
Okay. We'll be there first thing in the morning.
Yeah, and she says thank you, and then she kind of turns and walks out the tavern, and it's presumably back to her house, back to where she lives. All right,
That was
and
annoying.
Yeah.
What
I
the
had
hell
to
is
deal
this
with Miggy. If he
I already
did his
explained what a
best to help
spriggan was.
people rebuild, I would make him not blind
And I still don't
anymore.
understand what it is. Your
It-
explanation was terrible.
A creature related to a gnome that can grow really, really big.
Spriggans are
Like, it
humanoid,
grows in size.
typically gray in skin. They're their size, like Amber and Philippe.
No, they're
no,
small.
they're small.
They're
Their normal
bigger.
size is the same as a gnome. They're small, but then they have the ability to grow into giants. Basically, they become large.
I thought they were medium and then they get large.
Nope, no, they're small and they get large.
Oh, okay. Well, they're small then, but they can grow bigger than us.
Yeah, they kind of look like ugly gnomes.
I say I don't like any part of that.
They're not very
I
bright.
don't know, your mom liked the
But-
start small and get bigger last night. Oh.
Does one have to be bright to have right to live?
Tiki's getting really philosophical here.
It's
Hold on,
not
I'll
about
answer your question
being...
after I handle Philippe.
Okay.
That was more me, the player, not Philippe.
Nope.
Sorry.
I'm gonna bull
You
rush
said
him
it.
somewhere.
Oh my god.
And then trip you. And
I
then stand
bull
over
rush
you
him.
and be like, are you sure you meant that?
Into like a table. I've been drinking.
Wait, do I have quick draw? I don't have quick draw on this character shit.
Okay, so you get like knocked back and knocked on your ass, basically.
I push him into
And-
a table that other people
For
are
non-lethal
seated at,
damage,
particularly
right?
one that
Yeah,
has
yeah.
like, drinks and stuff on.
Yeah, so like it makes a mess, and everyone gets like quiet and like, oh, what? Everyone's kind of like looking around, trying to figure out what's going on. And the owner speaks up and goes, all right, take it outside. If you wanna be roughhousing in here. Kind of glowers at you a little bit.
Sorry about that. I insulted his mom and he didn't get it was a joke. It was just a joke, Brugar.
I'm waiting outside for us to settle it.
So Brugar walks outside.
Okay. I'll stay inside and drink my wine.
I'll look outside the window and I'll put up a silent image of Philippe outside.
Oh god.
Okay. Does Brugar try to attack the image, I guess?
Does Brugar interact with the image?
Yeah, does he get a will save to disbelieve?
Oh,
Well, if
do,
he interacts with
share
it.
I share some insults with it first.
Okay.
And the image doesn't respond, it just nods back at Brugar.
Like, yes, these are true facts about me, I admit it. Or that they are at least plausible.
He is very sure that this is not Philippe.
Yeah, as soon as he tries to interact with it, he's like, wait a minute. This is not Philippe.
You haven't touched it yet.
No, he knows that Philippe would never be this brave. He's too much of a coward to come and meet him face to face. This image has more substance to it than Philippe.
Oh, now to be fair, Philippe has run into really dumb situations where he was almost assuredly going to be mauled to nearly death
I'm going to have Philippe
multiple times.
take a golden ring out of his pocket that looks like his ring of protection. I'm going to have it put on, and I'm going to have the
And then
magic
you're gonna drop
image,
the silent image.
image disappear.
God damn it.
See, if you wanted to be really convincing, you would have him pull out that mirror, and then there'd be 2 Philippes.
He always forgets to pull it out first.
That's true. He doesn't. He waits until after he gets punched and loses half his health. He's like, "Wait, I need the mirror out."
I don't have quick draw,
That's true. You
so I
don't.
have to start with it out. And my study takes a move action and stuff. So
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah, your action economy is a little wonky in combat.
it's okay. I just have to always have the mirror out, looking at myself, and I'm fine.
All right. So you guys do anything else for the evening before you guys turn in?
No.
Go to bed. Try and avoid Brugar if he's being aggressive.
If the hooded figure that's not the one that I scared away is still in the bar, I'll approach it.
Okay. You approach him, and he kind of like looks like he's actively trying to not make eye contact with you. Like he looks over, he's like, "Oh," and he looks away. He's like staring at like the table in front of him, at his food or whatever he's got there. Yeah, he's got like a bread roll there or something. He's taking advantage of the Olive Garden endless breadsticks.
But I'm gonna try to greet him, and I'll say, "Hey, you don't seem to be having a very good time tonight." And I'll bring one of my Yanderhof stouts over, and
He kind of holds like his hand in front of his face as he's like looking down. He says, "No one understands me and the power I have control of. Or does the power have control of me?"
Oh no. Are you okay?
He thinks about it for a little bit and he says, "As much as I can be, I'm okay."
Do I believe him?
He seems a little off, but he seems like he's like not like it seems like he actually is believing the weird shit he's saying.
Well, this is time to detect magic.
Okay. You do not detect any magic.
Oh, okay. Well done.
None magic on him. As he sees you casting detect magic, he kind of like pulls away from like, "Oh, no! Be careful!"
Yes, I will be very careful.
Okay.
I'm not doing anything to harm anybody here.
And he goes back to kind of doing what he was doing before, staring down at the like away from you, brooding.
I think you won the staring contest with the other guy who was brooding in the corner. Did you notice?
Huh? Oh, who are you talking about? I don't know
The
who
guy
you're
who was
talking
sitting
about.
over there. And I point to the place where the other brooding guy is no longer.
I'm sure you must be mistaken. There's no one that I would have noticed over there.
Uh-huh. Well, it seems like you have a lot in common. Maybe you should make up.
No, this is a burden I must carry alone. This dark power.
And what dark power is that?
It's too terrible to utter.
I've seen some shit.
And then he kind of starts ignoring you. He just doesn't say anything else after that. Just looks away, off in the distance.
Okay. Well,
I
retrospective...
walk over to Amber, and I tell her, hey, I'm about to head to bed, but you know, because you shared a drink with me, it's also Dwarven tradition that you buy me a drink before I go to bed.
Well, this guy didn't drink this thing, so I hand it to Brugar.
Alright.
I shrug, and inside my head, Drugar's thinking, I didn't think she'd fall for it, and he shrugs and accepts the beer. Goes away.
Yeah.
Well, Brugar
As he-
seemed pretty down, so
As
Amber's trying to, you know, not make him feel down.
As Brugar leaves, you see this guy do a heavy-handed sigh and says, I wish I could sleep so easily.
Well, then I turn back and I say, well, a couple of these should help you sleep pretty easy, if you know what I mean.
Nothing can block the visions, though.
A couple of these will fix that, too. It'll knock you right out.
What visions are you having?
Visions of a terrible doom that will befall the world. But, as I said, it's a burden I must carry alone.
Are these...
It's too terrible a burden to inflict on others.
Are these visions of a two-headed jackal with wings?
No, nothing so specific.
Oh, okay. Well then,
I just see the world in ruin. It's too much for me to. Some nights it's almost too much for me to bear.
does this guy look like he's suffering from any afflictions?
No, he just seems really weird.
Just sobriety.
That he seems really young, like he might be probably like his late teens, but
Well,
he seems pretty unremarkable, really, when you look at him like up close.
Brugar says, alright, well, I'm heading to bed. You guys say goodnight to Mr. Crazy Person for me.
well, I hope you feel better. And I sort of give him a nod, and I go up to bed as well.
I think Brugar just raises against gnomes.
I might...
Sounds like it.
Is this a no?
This guy is not, no.
Oh. Gnomes are pretty annoying. Alright, well then, I go to bed. I take off my armor, I settle in, I drink, and then I fall asleep.
Okay, you guys do anything special in terms of, for the
yes,
night?
for the people who aren't Brugar, I'm going to request that we do watches.
Okay.
Because
Wait,
Just have
Brugar
somebody
seems
like
mighty
watching,
drunk.
having people watch
Why are
the
we doing
hallway,
watches?
basically.
Yeah.
What?
Because Amber's
No,
paranoid
wait,
that
our room has locks,
assassins...
right?
Drunk.
Wait, does my room have a lock?
It sure does.
I think it's safe to assume that we lock our room.
Yeah, of course.
I'm gonna say I don't think we have enemies in this town, Amber. And just as an extra precaution, I'll. Do I know if there's anyone else on this floor staying with us? Like, are there other rooms on this floor that people have occupied?
There's a few other rooms, like 3 other rooms on this floor, but you don't know if they're occupied or not.
Okay. I will, in my room, set up some pots and pans and things by the window. So, like, if someone were to open it, they would fall and make noise.
You're just
Not
gonna
pots and
basically
pans,
set up a
like my
rudimentary,
one-
like, alarm.
Rudimentary
basically.
alarm, yeah.
He wants
Yeah.
Home Alone style trap.
Exactly. and I have trap making, I just don't really know how to use it, but if I can use some of that to make it a little bit fancier, or more sophisticated, or better, I would do that.
Okay.
Pretty sure I took that skill.
Craft
Will
traps.
Kale or Tiki
Yeah, craft traps.
help watch?
I don't know how it works if I can just do that for something kind of made up like this, but
Yeah, I
skill
think that's
check.
probably fine. Yeah.
Okay. And I'll
Great at it.
put something by the door too, but and you know, I'm a light sleeper, so if you know someone's walking in the hall, I might hear them.
Oh yeah,
You know?
Kale or Philippe actually almost is as good at keeping watch while he's asleep as some of you guys are awake. So
That's
So,
true.
okay, so that's what I'm doing, and I'll just tell Amber I think we're safe here, but I'll try and sleep extra light tonight, and if I can't sleep, I'll stay up and keep an eye out.
Well, I guess we'll do part of a watch. Tiki and I will do. We'll do the first half of the night. Or no, you know what? Tiki will do while we're going to sleep, and I'll wake up early.
I'm sure Ryza will probably could take a watch as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Kale's helping? Yes. Okay, so we need like a 12-hour rest. We're resting for 12 hours.
Okay.
I
Alright
should
then.
probably give it a roll.
Yep, Philippe's will take it with a penalty for his while sleeping roll probably,
Is
but
sleep minus 10 or 20?
20.
it's minus 20, but you still have a 18, so you did better than Kale, despite being asleep, and Tiki, despite being asleep. So
Wait, I have a 21.
He has a 21.
oh yeah, you're right, I misadded it.
But if it's something that, like, we can see, but yeah.
oh yeah, there's some
If it's no
differences
sound,
depending on
only
what's
visible.
happening.
I don't sleep with my eyes open. I'm
Right.
not Gandalf or anything.
Right, exactly.
To go with Mantis's Lord of the Rings comparisons.
Yeah, the scene where he's just like sleeping with his eyes open, and
with
Pippin
the
stealing the
orb
Palantir.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys get through the night though without incident, and it is the next morning now.
Boy, do I feel rested. It's been a while since I haven't had a night where I had to keep watch.
Oops. Oh, well, that's okay. That wasn't to the party.
Alright, so what do you guys do this morning?
I get breakfast.
Okay.
And I also tell Amber that it is also dwarven tradition to buy me a beer in the morning. It completes the cycle.
I think that you can buy yourself a beer if you really want a beer in the morning. Your spirits seem to be better.
Well, they were until you refused to buy him a beer. Ruined the
Okay,
whole day.
No problem, Amber. I understand. A death upon you and your family.
Well, good luck finding out who my family is.
I say, gosh, I was just teasing.
Well,
Amber's like,
still,
I wish I knew who my family was.
if you know, let me know. Because I don't.
So what are we doing today? Are we going to Corvosa?
We're going to look for Miki. Or Migi.
Oh, goodness.
Brigar's like, I thought that was a bad dream.
That was too vivid to be a drunk dream. Alright then. If that's what you guys are gonna do.
Well, I need to at least find him to make him not blind, because from what I've heard, it sounds like he's respected his end of the deal.
Yeah, I mean, you've mostly heard pretty good things about him from, like, the two people who have talked about him, really.
Yep. So, we'll go across the river and go to the house next to the candle shop.
Oh, no, it's on this side of the river.
Oh, this side of the river and go to the house next to the candle shop.
Yeah, she just mentioned that it was along the Starwind River as opposed to along the Falcon River. Because remember, this is set between where the two rivers meet, basically.
Right,
So, yeah.
right.
And there's, like, two ferries, actually, that go across either one. There's one that crosses the Starwind, and there's one that crosses the Falcon. You guys last time, obviously, used the one that crosses the Falcon. That's the one you have to cross to get to Corvosa.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, you see there's like a little sign, like, you know, one of those little shop signs where it's just like a candle, basically, like a wooden sign depicting a candle, and that's, you can assume that that's probably the candle shop. And there's a little house kind of like next to it. And you can like kind of tell just from like looking at it that it's like it's a little bit smaller than like the other houses. You can tell it's kind of it's a house designed for like a gnome or a halfling.
Mhm.
And who all
And,
goes with you?
Oh.
Is everyone going with Amber to go talk to the little gnome girl that talked?
I'm debating. I think it's a waste of time, but I don't know. Amber usually knows what's best, so I'll go with her if she wants company.
I mean, and also, what else are you gonna do in a town like Hars, right? Just hang out in the tavern?
Leave?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but is he gonna leave without Amber? Like,
Oh yeah, that's true.
theoretically,
Right,
like,
right.
everyone else could just be like, "Screw this,
I can hang out
Amber,
in the
we're
tavern
leaving."
or whatever, but if the others seem like they're okay to go, then I'll go too. No complaints.
Okay. All right. So
But,
yeah,
I'm just thinking to myself like I want as little to do with this as
Yeah,
possible. I
follow
thought it was
Amber.
a bad idea from the beginning.
Okay. And this is, I mean, you guys took like a longer sleep because in order to do watches, so it's kind of like it's not super early in the morning. Things like things are opening up right now.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit. You see some
Hopefully
people like
she's
out and
not
about.
hysterical given a night's rest.
Okay. So what do you do?
I'll go approach her house and knock on the door.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll a... Okay. When the door opens, rather than seeing her, you actually see Ipicor.
Oh,
And he says, "Oh, what a surprise! I didn't expect to see you at my own house."
well, we ran into your wife the other night, and she had something she wanted to talk to us about.
My wife?
Or, I suppose, wife. A woman who lives here. Gnomish woman.
He thinks about it. He says, "Oh, you must be my sister."
Yes, I'm sorry. I made an ass of myself making an assumption.
Suspiciously. And then he kind of says, "I don't think she's here," and then starts to close the door. But as he's doing that, you see the woman kind of push past and say, "No, I'm here, I'm here." And she kind of just goes out. She goes outside and says,
with a big smile.
She doesn't really return the smile because she still seems a little upset, and she says, "We'll talk, but not here."
Okay.
And you kind of see Ipicor seems like he's kind of looks like a little angry about this, like he's kind of glaring, and then he closes the door, kind of kind of slams it shut a little bit. So yeah, she kind of walks.
Like he might have something to do with this.
Do you say that?
No.
Okay.
Not here.
So yeah, as she's, as you guys are walking, like north, basically, she starts walking up north, basically, towards the outskirts of town. And as she's doing that, she kind of says, she says, "Ipicor never approved of Miggy, and never wanted me to talk to him."
Sounds like he was, well behaved, from what I heard in the tavern last night.
Yes, but nobody actually really accepted him, I don't think.
Oh, that's too bad.
But he was, I do believe he was trying his best to reform, and he was struggling a lot. But I think he could, like, he still struggled with, like, terrible thoughts and urges and such, but I think he was getting better. But a few days ago, he just disappeared. Like, he wasn't... They were keeping him, in our little jailhouse we have, but like, I guess somebody broke in or something, or I don't know, maybe even they cooperated with the town sheriff, but whatever the case is, he wasn't there the next day, and nobody will say anything about what happened to him. Like, the sheriff just says, "Yeah, he's not here anymore." Like, he says he had nothing to do with it, but he also said like, he was just spiteful. He'd say, "Good riddance, like, we don't need him around anymore."
Does the mayor know about this?
I think she knows about it, but I don't know. I don't know if she's done anything about it. Like, I don't know. She hasn't been in town the last couple days.
Right.
I mean, she lives over on the other side of the Sarwin.
Track.
I don't know.
We send an eagle up into the sky with his eagle eyes to go look for the Sprigand.
I don't even know where to begin. I don't know what to do, but I hoped maybe you guys could help. I mean, I'm sure he would
Perhaps.
have died if not for your mercy, right? And she kind of looks hopefully. I figured
I think so.
maybe you would do something about it.
I would like to help.
Do you think my stars will know answers?
Oh yeah, we have those. I forgot about that. It's been a while.
Yeah. Or maybe.
Maybe.
Hmm.
It's worth asking them. We need to ask the stars for answers.
Okay.
Is that what you say? She looks confused, like, what are you talking about? I mean, I guess if you think it'll help. I don't know what to do. Like, he disappeared. It's been like 3 days now.
It's better than nothing. Time to start writing down some questions because this works like
I think it's commune. Let me double
which
check.
one? Commune? Yeah. So we can ask 7 questions. And these are yes/no questions. So the first one is pretty
Yeah,
easy.
it's commune. Okay. Mhm.
Which would be, is Miggy the Spriggan alive?
And then where or what direction?
Well, these are yes/no questions.
Might you be?
So, can
Oh,
we
is he
find
north?
Miggy the Spriggan within a day's journey of the village?
Oh, okay. And then to find out the god I'm communing to is like, I don't know. Fuck off.
It could happen, because, I mean, it is...
could happen. I don't know who my god
It's
is,
a specific...
technically. We can assume
Yeah.
we know what it is, but we don't actually know.
And before the god that you're talking to is Lamash too.
That would be obvious, though. Lamashtu's not very tricky.
Actually, she is. Trickery is part of her portfolio.
Is it? Because the things I've noticed
Yeah.
from her aren't very tricky.
Trickery and madness.
At least her minions aren't very tricky.
Third question. Will working with, the village government, help us locate Miggy?
I don't think my star's gonna know the answer to that.
Right. It may or may not. But it is a yes or no question. And this is 3, and now we can, depending on the answers for these 3, we can ask if Miggy's north, south, east, or west of the village.
Or are there distinctive landmarks where there's like a swamp over here and mountains over there or something?
There's rivers.
That's right, there's the 2 rivers. Okay, that's complicated. Yeah. Cardinal directions are probably best. Okay. I don't have anything else to add other than is and where.
Yeah, if you could get those written down for me, that would be ideal.
Did you have those, Mantis?
Are you guys doing that right now?
Yeah, I was writing them down.
Okay.
before we cast the spell, so
Mhm.
that I can just whisper them in Tiki's ear. And she's like, "What do I ask next?"
So
Yeah.
I whip out the star chart and I just start focusing on it.
Okay.
And so she'll ask the first question.
So, is Miggy the Spriggan alive? So the answer to that one you get is a yes. The answer to the second one, can we find Miggy the Spriggan within a day's journey of the village? And the answer to that one is also yes. For the next one is, will working with the Harsk village government help us locate him? You get a unsure answer. And then I guess for each cardinal
Is he
direction...
north? Is he west? Is he...
Yeah, so you get no, no, and then yes. Wait, no, 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 and then yes for the last one. So he's west is what you get the answer for.
Okay.
Okay.
I tell Amber all the answers.
And I guess the little gnome woman who hasn't actually introduced herself yet properly because she's been so stressed out. But she looks out across the river, the Sarwin River, which is to the west.
Do you know of any place he might hide, or they might keep him to the west of the village?
No, there's just farms over there.
Did he help any of the farmers over there?
Yeah, a few of them.
Well, maybe we can ask the farmers over there if they've seen him recently.
Maybe, I don't know if they'll help, but... I mean, the farmers especially seemed to never have accepted him, despite what he was trying to do for them. I mean, we mostly had him helping out the ones that got damaged by Spriggan raids. Although most of the ones over there weren't really affected. I mean, well, the Spriggans were mostly on the south side of the river. But he did go over there a couple times.
Well, it's a lead. We can maybe ask around. What is your name, by the way? I'm Amber. And these are my companions, and I introduce them.
She introduced herself as Kess. Spelled kind of weird, but... Kess Candlespin. I'm Ipicor's sister. You seem to know him, I guess. I guess he works with the mayor, so that makes sense. Alright, so yeah, you guys do have free...
Sorry.
You guys do have free, ability to cross any of the ferries whenever you want to, so... That makes it a little bit easier, I guess.
Yep.
So what are you guys gonna do? Just gonna go visit a bunch of farms? Like, canvass the area?
Does anybody have a better idea?
I sure.
I mean... Out of character, I feel like we could go beat the answer out of her brother, but that's not really something Amber would do.
If you want me to do that, I will do that for you. I will gladly go do that.
Yeah, this guy hates gnomes. Is that like a dwarven thing, or is that a Brugar thing?
I think it's a Brugar thing.
Gnomes
I think I
are
have
gnomes are
knowledge
kind of
there.
hard to get along with, like, for anybody. Because, like, their ties with the Fae are just so noticeable. Like, they're capricious, they're, like, they're awkward.
Yeah. They do weird shit. Because, like,
Yeah.
they actually have to do weird shit. Because if they don't do weird shit, they'll literally die of boredom.
But I'm also looking for something to, like, you know, use my talents for. And fighting is my talent.
Well, if we don't get anywhere with this, I think that's a terrible idea.
I don't think a rousing story
I think
will
it's the
get
fastest
us
way to
anywhere.
get this done, but I think it's a terrible, terrible, terrible idea.
I can roll a knowledge engineering to see if I can help the situation. I can intimidate. I can, let's see. I can profession soldier. Or I can try and tell a story. Those are my talents. And I think intimidating this guy and beating the truth out of him might actually be decent.
Are you guys actually discussing this in front of his sister, by the way?
No.
Okay.
We're discussing it on the ferry across the river.
Are you guys going across the ferry with her, or do you guys just say we're gonna go and look into this on our own? Because she's willing to go with you guys.
I guess if she wants to take the ferry, we're discussing this mostly out of character then. Because Amber wouldn't be discussing this in front of this woman.
Okay.
She looks like a child.
She's got like bright pink hair. And yeah, she's a gnome.
I take out some tobacco and stuff like it in like a little pipe of mine, and then I light it and I smoke it. And I
Okay.
tell Amber, if you need me to beat something up or to defend you from getting beaten up, I'll be here. And I take a good puff.
That's a good man. So, Philippe, can you give me a bird's eye view of the area?
But not from a bird.
Yeah, just you. You're gonna have a trip up into the sky. I cast fly on you.
Oh, jeez.
So after you guys get across the
I'm
river,
reluctant,
guessing.
but sure. It's like the worst perception roll I've ever rolled in my life.
So you fly up in the air though, and you're looking around.
Sure, I'll do it. I'm still not happy about it. We're wasting all the time on this friggin'. But if Amber wants it, we'll do it.
So you fly up in the air and you look around, and you just see vast tracts of farmland, but you don't see any sign of a spriggan. You do see, like, you see livestock, you see people's farms, you see some people out, tending to their farms or tending to their livestock. It's like, especially on this side of the river, there's quite a bit of cattle and horses and things like that.
Okay.
I guess you guys have horses already at the inn, because I always forget you guys have horses.
Yeah.
My horse is amazing, Pluto. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
My horse is horse, comma, light, brackets, or apostrophes, amber. Parentheses, I mean. That's it.
Okay. So I look around, don't say anything. Come back down.
And I ask Cass, which farms did
My elf
Miggy
eyes
help out at?
did-
A couple of them over here. I guess I can take you to them.
Let's start by asking those guys.
So she goes to one of the farms. It says, well, this is the first one on this side of the river that he helped out at. And you can see that this one's kind of mostly got like livestock here. It doesn't look like it has a whole lot of like stuff growing here. It's mostly sheep and cattle. And you guys go knock on the door or something?
Yep.
Okay, and yeah, you see kind of like a kind of wary looking farmer opens the door to kind of like a crack, kind of like looking out, and then kind of sees who you guys are and opens up the rest of the door the rest of the way, and he says, what do you want?
And I say, I'm looking for a Sprigand. I made a contract with him. His name's Miggy. You happen to know where he is?
No idea. He hasn't been here in, he kind of counts on his fingers, 5 days, I think. Had him help us repair a fence. He seems to be telling you the truth, as far as you can tell.
I heard he's on this side of the river. Happen to know where he might be if he was coming over on this side?
No idea. You should ask whoever told you that. They know more than me, obviously.
Tiki starts to say the stars. If nobody stops her, that's what she says.
She says the
Tell him
stars.
the truth, believe.
What'd you say?
Amber's
Ask
asking
if he's
Philippe
telling the truth.
if this guy's telling the truth.
Oops. Misclick.
Philippe, you think he's telling the truth as well.
I'll give a short nod. That's all.
Yeah, Spriggan was here, he helped us fix a fence, and then he was gone. He was here for a couple hours at most. I haven't seen him since. I don't go into town much these days.
Did he do a good job fixing the fence?
I mean, he did a serviceable job.
Okay.
Suppose I can't really complain too much about it. It's doing its job. It's keeping the cattle from getting out.
Thank you for my time. For your time, not my time.
He nods. Yeah, so that'll be everything then?
If there was somebody to know, where this Spriggan would be, do you know who that person would be?
I mean, the sheriff keeping watch on him?
Okay.
Why, is he missing or something?
Yeah, he went missing a couple days ago.
Well, can't say I'll miss him. Well, good luck with that then. And he starts to close the door unless somebody will stop him.
No. Well, now we have 2 people on our list who we can beat up and intimidate.
Kessel will after that,
I'll
Kessel
get my
will chime in
muscles ready.
and say, like, I already tried talking to the sheriff, but he wouldn't really say much. He just said he's not there anymore. Said he must have escaped or something, is what he was saying, but he didn't seem. I don't think he really believes that either.
Well, he said he helped on at least one other farm. Let's talk to that farmer real quick.
Okay. So she leads you a little bit further as well, and to another one. This has a much smaller house, and it's you kind of before you even get to the house, you see that there's you see some halflings basically working in a field, and they kind of see when they see you guys kind of come up into the property off the road there, like one of them comes over to talk to you guys.
Greetings, I wave at him.
He kind of waves back and kind of comes up to you guys. And like I said, again, he's a halfling, so he says, "What can I do to help you?"
I say to him, I have a contract with the Spriggan called Miggy. I heard he's on this side of the river. Would you happen to know anything about his whereabouts? I hear he worked here recently.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was about a week ago. But yeah, he did work here a little bit. We had him help clear out some large rocks deposited over on the other side of the property. Make way for some more farmland.
Okay. Is there anything that's not farmland on this side of the river?
I mean, it's pretty much all houses and farmland.
No ruined towers or...
He thinks about it for a little bit and says, "No, I don't think so. If you go down past Basselweef, you could find that, but that's like at least a day's travel."
How far is it to get to Basselweef from here?
You think it would take you most of the day to get there?
Okay. So he's possibly in Basselweef.
Basilweed.
I don't know how he'd get that far though. The halfling says. I mean, he couldn't have got too far, right? I heard he escaped,
why
right?
Is that?
Well, he's blind. He can't. It's hard for him to really get around on his own without being able to see.
I gotta sense his motive. He holding anything back from me?
Nothing you can tell.
Is he holding anything back from me, Philippe?
I guess Philippe doesn't care.
I suppose not.
Yeah, so he kind of goes on. He's like, "Well, I heard from the sheriff that he got away a couple days ago or something, but I don't think he could have got very far, right?"
Right.
I mean, you said you blinded them yourself. There's no way he could have removed that, is there?
I don't think he could have done it.
Not himself, at least.
Not unless you taught him magic.
Oh goodness, no.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys would do that, so no.
Fast
Well,
learner, if he did.
between you and me, I kind of hope you find him, because he might be up to no good.
That
It's
sounds good
better
to
if he's under watch and helping out than being up to what he was before. I agree with you.
Well, I'm
Sounds
afraid
like I need to go pay the sheriff a visit.
perhaps he might be able to tell you more than I can for sure.
Do you know anybody else who might be able to tell me more?
I mean, maybe the mayor or Ipicor, but although I don't think the mayor was in. I mean, she lives over on this side of the river.
Yeah, let's visit the mayor.
Yeah, you guys haven't seen her in this trip yet. So he says, yeah, she lives over there, and kind of points down down the road a ways. He's like, she lives about like three properties down that way, and she's been, I think she's been at home recently instead of in town, taking care of her own stuff there.
Well, maybe they murdered the mayor and Miggy. Well, Miggy's not murdered, so. I'm joking. Let's go. Yeah, I was joking. Let's go talk to the mayor.
Okay. Alright, so you guys leave. He wishes you good luck, and the halfling does. And
whatever.
and you guys make your way a few properties over. And as you guys get over there, you actually would see Margaret outside, basically tending to some of her livestock. She kind of sees you, and she, comes over. It's like, oh, it's good to see you in town.
Greetings, Mayor Phillips.
What brings you to my home? I hope Ivicor hasn't made a mess of things for you. Usually he's able to be trusted to take care of things in my absence, though.
Oh, right. Probably.
He's been mostly helpful.
She kind of looks over and says, she notices Kess, and she says, okay, so tell me what's going on, because she kind of can tell that something weird's going on here. She's not sure what.
Well, the Spriggan Miggy has gone missing, and we've heard that he's on this. He's west of the village, nearby. But nobody will tell us what happened to him.
I see. So first I've heard of it. Keston chimes in. It's like he went missing. He just went missing 3 days ago. It was shortly after you left. She says, She said, my brother didn't tell you? She's like, no, I haven't heard any word of that. It's troublesome news. If I remember correctly, you wanted us to try to have him do work around the town, and that you would potentially remove his blindness if he helped us, correct? And I've tried to do my best to keep him busy around the town and try to help him uphold his end of the bargain.
Helpful, at least to the extent that he could be, from the farmers I've talked to. The handful of farmers I've talked to.
Yes, I've I've heard mixed things about him though. Some that I tried sending him to would just refuse to have him on their farm entirely. But the ones that were willing to accept his help mostly have said, at worst, neutral things about him, I suppose. But this is troublesome. I guess I suppose I need to get back to town. Stuff has been going on that I need to know about. I think I need a word with Ipicor as well. I'm not too surprised he was against the idea of the Spriggan doing any work at all. He basically just wanted the Spriggan executed from the beginning, but eventually he came around to at least letting him try. Like trying it out, at least doing what he can for the good of this village, at least, if nothing else. Or at least he claimed he did.
He's still here, though. He's alive.
Right. And I think Ipicor and or the sheriff might know. Yes. And Mayor Phillips holds a lot of authority in this village. If she could help us when talking to them.
Then come with us. Let's go.
Give me a moment.
We need to save Meggie.
So I got a couple of things I need to finish up before we leave. If any of you are useful at attending livestock, you can perhaps help me get done faster.
I know things about them.
If anybody has like handle animal or something, or profession farmer, knowledge of nature, that'll help, I guess. There, handle animal. Okay, so you guys kind of help her. Take the tiki helps kind of get the animals to, like, she's moving them to a different, trying to get them moved over to a different like pasture or something on her property. Philippe, perceptions.
I am spectating.
Mm-hmm.
You're spectating.
I'll offer any advice if I
cows
see,
really well.
see anything.
This
Yeah.
little frog out there herding cows.
Yeah.
Rugar could probably, like, instead of trying to herd them, he could
Bull
probably
rush
just
them.
bull rush them around.
I have handle it.
Cow.
See, I
Cow
can-
Okay, there you go.
but it's cow
Bull rush.
bull
them.
rushing.
No, that hurts the cow though. Not nice.
Oh, I know it's not nice. It's just
It's
an
funny.
amusing thing to think about.
Yeah, it doesn't actually do damage, right? Nothing in
Technically
the
it
bull
does.
rush combat maneuver says it does damage, so I mean, I think it's fine.
Oh my god.
Might traumatize them or something, but I mean,
We're not doing that. Rugar's actually being helpful.
okay, I guess. I suppose. Alright, so yeah, you guys she gets it done a lot faster with your guys' help, and it says, okay, well, let's be on our way then.
Even though this is probably a waste, I say with haste. And I haste us.
Okay. You guys move faster for, like,
Almost a minute.
for almost a minute. Not even a whole minute, but almost one. And, yeah, you get back to the ferry and, cross to the other side. And she says he's probably in the office by now, and so she goes back to her own office there. So I'm going to speak with Ipicor first. See what he has to say. And yeah. So she gets there and kind of, kind of goes into the door, and goes over and says, Ipicor, how come I haven't heard anything about this business with the Spriggan? And he kind of starts staring. He's like, oh, I didn't think it was important enough. Like, you were very busy, right? He says, I'll decide if it's important. And so kind of, Ipicor kind of clams up and isn't really saying a whole lot. So she starts kind of grilling him, so what have you heard? Like, did you talk to the sheriff or anybody about what happened? And he kind of is like, no, I just kind of thought it was, like a blessing. Like he's no good, and I don't like how close he's been with my sister. And
were you involved with him going missing? And I'm going to
no.
try to act a little bit meaner.
Okay, but he gets really defensive. He's like, no, I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't upset about it, I guess. I felt like it was kind of a blessing in a way.
Well, your sister seems to be rather fond of him.
Yes,
Have you
and that's...
considered her feelings?
I've considered what's best for her, and I don't think being around him is good for her. I mean, you've dealt with Spriggans, you know how they are. They're violent and destructive. No good could come of this relationship.
And has he been violent and destructive since he's been in this village?
Well, not really. He had, I mean, there was one or two times like the first week really, but he didn't hurt anybody. He just broke some property, and we ended up having him fix it again. But yeah, Margaret says no. He's been much calmer the last several weeks. Like, I genuinely think that he's made some progress. Then she says, "What does the sheriff had to say about this?" And then, Ipicor doesn't really say anything. He says, "The sheriff, did he let him go or something? Did he hurt him or something?" He says, "No, I didn't really talk to him about what happened." And Kesk says, he just said that he got away, he escaped, but I don't see how he could have done that when he couldn't see." And Margaret kind of sighs, says, "I think we'll have to talk to the sheriff then."
Yep. I think that is a intelligent decision.
Alright, so Margaret leaves to go talk to the sheriff, who is in pretty much one of the really close by buildings, because all the key buildings are kind of clustered together here by the riverside, by the fork in the river. And so she goes over there, and he kind of, when he gets in there, he's kind of just sitting at a desk or something, looking kind of bored, and he kind of sits up at it, goes straight over, and she walks in oh shit, boss is here, basically, or who he has to report to. And so she gets in, she's like, "Kenneth, what is going on here with this Spriggan?" And he says, "Well, I think he escaped, ma'am." But she seems to be having none of that, and says, "It's like a blind Spriggan escaped the jail. I don't even think you could be that incompetent." And yeah, you think he's lying too. And not very convincingly when he says that he thinks he escaped.
Yeah.
And he starts kind of stammering "Well, I had nothing to do with this. I'll just be clear. This has nothing to do with it. You were the one in charge of watching him and keeping him and and keeping him out of trouble. Like, that's literally the like only job you have here. We have we have like there's like almost nothing else going on generally. Like every once in a while you have like some sort of dispute or something, but like or like some sort of someone from out of town causing trouble or something like that. But like that
Trouble in the bar because people get too drunk.
right, like there's this you pretty much had one job. And he starts kind of like stares like, well, okay, look, like I need to know what happened to Spriggan. What do you know about this Spriggan? Because I know that there's no way he just escaped without you knowing something. Even if he did escape, I know that you probably could have stopped it. And you didn't. And he kind of just quietly says, "Nope, I don't know anything."
I don't
Kinda
think
really
you don't
quietly.
know anything. We know that he's to the west of the village.
How do you know that?
Because we know things. And I know that you know more than you're letting on. And you seem pretty cozy with this job. And the mayor seems to know that you also know more than you're letting on. You should maybe come clean.
I'm gonna try to. Are you trying to want to roll like a diplomacy check to try to convince him?
I'll
As part of
tell
that?
him that I have mighty magics that allow me to do things unthinkable and know things that he could never possibly know.
Okay. Okay, just look, leave me out of this then. And he kind of like hunches over a little bit. He says, "Okay, so listen. There's 3 people that you need to talk to. Now,
Okay.
there's Antok Fogneal and his 2 buddies, Howard and Lewis Griffin. Now, I'm pretty sure that they may have come into here, into my office, and taken the keys. And now I might have been able to stop this, but I figured that probably they probably was innocent enough. They probably just wanted to like go visit him or something. But shortly after they came in here, if you take my meaning, the Spriggan wasn't here anymore either. That's all I'll say. You want to talk to them?
How old are these 2 griffins?
The Griffins, they're a little bit older, like probably in their late teens or so. I'd say like 16 and 18, I think.
And how old were the boys that I saw last night, Game Master?
Maybe about the same age as those guys, but
Well, it would be an interesting coincidence.
yeah, Antok's is a halfling, and then Howard and Lewis, those boys they're humans like me, but
And do either of them, or any of them, have property on the west side of this town?
yeah, the Fogneal does.
Sounds like we're over to see Vogneal.
Antok Fogneal.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like it. Yeah, as you guys are leaving, Phillips goes, "We're not done with this discussion. We'll talk later, Kenneth." And he kind of doesn't look happy about hearing that, you know? He just kind of nods weakly. And, yeah. Her and Kess will leave, assuming you guys do as well.
Yep.
And so she says, "Yep, I think we're going to go back over and pay Antok Fognil a visit."
I don't know how this is spelled, but this is how I spelled his name.
Oh, I'm curious. It's kind of close, actually, but...
Oh, Fognil. Well, he's Vognil now.
Okay. Alright, so as you guys are going through there, Margaret Phillips will share some information about what she knows about Antok Fognil. So she says,
Okay.
"I'm not too surprised about Antok Fognil being involved. He actually had, his father was killed by a Spriggan. It wasn't part of this particular raid. This was something that happened quite a long time ago when he was just a kid. But I suspect if he is in fact involved, that he maybe would have been driven by a sense of revenge or something."
And how about the two boys?
I don't know. I assume they'd just be help. I mean, they both live on the other side of on the Falcon side of but I mean their farm had some damage done to it during the recent raids, but I think they probably are just helping out because I believe they're just friends with Antok.
Have they been acting strange recently? Wearing cloaks and acting brooding?
Oh no, I think I know who you're talking about. Those are the Parker brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they I think they've just been hearing too many heroic tales and such, and have let it go to their heads.
That's
They're good
as
kids,
best
though.
I could make an assessment of last night as well.
I think it's a phase they're going through. I think they'll be okay in the long run, hopefully. I mean, I hope. It's a dangerous world out there, and I do worry that if they start to believe their own delusions too much and set out, they could end up getting into trouble.
Indeed. But, to the task at hand, we must find Meggie.
Alright.
We must give up on this terrible quest.
I apologize that you're not
God
enjoying
damn
this
it.
quest.
No, it's fine. It's not that. It's just like I don't understand the motivation. Like, would we really care this much about a frickin' Spriggan? Like,
Well, I
don't.
can see why.
Care this much about, like, saving the village from the Spriggans.
Yeah, because it's
That we're
saving
just
people.
passing through. We're just passing through this village. We have no reason to do this except there are Spriggans that attacked, and 5 Health Randy was like,
Yes, and I'm a hero.
"Man, we need heroes to save this," and we're like, "Oh, we're heroes."
Yeah, basically.
It doesn't take a hero to go find a Spriggan who doesn't want to be found. Maybe it does. Maybe it does. But
It
Okay, now-
obviously does.
it doesn't
Now,
save,
hold on.
save any people. It doesn't make us heroes to find the Spriggan. Except to this
Hold
one
on a
person.
minute, though. Have you been paying attention at all to what's been going on in this quest?
Not really.
Okay, because it's pretty clearly so far that it's not the Spriggan, probably, that is, like, hiding somewhere. Like, At least that's what it's being.
I'm assuming he's been hid in somewhere.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what it's leading towards right now. That's what all the signs are showing right now.
Okay. I heard a little bit of that, and I wasn't sure if that's where we were. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, that's as you guys get to the Fogneil farm, basically. And so it's actually a really kind of a small little homestead. Basically, it doesn't look like it's actually terribly well maintained. And she mentions that, of course, like yeah, ever since his dad died, the farm just hasn't been the same here. They haven't really ran it as successfully. And so yeah, you don't really see anybody there when you first get there.
Go up and I knock on the door.
Okay. And you see like a halfling kind of open the door as well. And it opens up. Phillips kind of, nods as Anton. Or Antok, and he's kind of, he kind of looks, Philippe can definitely tell he looks kind of nervous.
Okay, my
probably
ready for this motive button.
Probably most of you can tell he's pretty nervous. He says, what can I do for you today, Mayor?
I have a contract with a sprigand named Miggy, and I heard he was on this side of the river. Would you happen to know his whereabouts?
No idea. And he kind of motions to start
sure
closing the
that?
door, and he starts trying to close the door. But are you gonna stop him from closing the door?
I will. When I sense his motive. If he seems like
yeah,
he's lying, which I think he is.
He totally seems like he's lying.
Okay, I will stick my foot out and stop the door.
Stop the door.
Just 1 minute. You're lying. I can tell. I can always tell.
Says, I don't know what you're talking about. He's not here.
Come clean, and you'll get off easier than if you don't. We already know you're lying. Otherwise, we'll let this one beat it out of you. And I motion towards Brugar.
No, don't say that in front of the mayor.
She knows it's just a threat. It's like
okay.
a bad cop.
Do you roll do you roll like an intimidate to try to do that, Philippe?
Well, I was hoping Brugar would do the intimidating here, not me.
Well, you're the one that's saying that's vocalizing it and saying it. So
I think it should be a combo shot.
Brugar can roll one as well if he wants to like try to look imposing or something.
Fine.
Yeah, yours is pretty good.
I have pretty good skill checks. I'm a Philippe.
You're a skilled character.
Yeah.
All right, and Brugar assists by looking imposing. And he kind of starts trying to deflect you guys and says, well, what do you even want with that guy anyway? Like, you know how Spriggans are. They're bestial.
And I have a contract with him.
You can't be serious. There's no way a Spriggan would uphold a contract.
It sounds like, from what I've talked to with the other farmers around here, that he's upheld his contract, and I have a contract with this Spriggan.
And Kess also kind of steps in. She's kind of been standing back quietly and trying to hold in her emotions, but she kind of has outbursts, says, "Where is he? If you hurt him..." And then she just says she doesn't know what to like follow it up with, so she just says it again, like, if you hurt him,
then there will be
punishment. This dwarf will be very pleased.
He kind of glares.
I don't know if that's true or not.
It might not be true. Brugar might not give a shit but he's like, a Spriggan, that's pretty much just an uglier gnome, and I don't like gnomes anyway, but okay, with all your pressure, he caves. He's in the basement. in the cellar.
Well, we're bringing
Yeah.
him out of here.
Philip says, "Where is the cellar?" And he kind of says, "Out around back of this house." And he kind of slumps over like into a chair that he has near the front of his like near that front door, kind of because he's been backing up on the defensive kind of this whole time. And Kes kind of immediately just starts going towards the back of the house as well.
Yep.
Do you guys all go as well? Go with her?
And if
Sure.
it's dark, I'll put a light on.
Wait, did you say he's going with us?
Kes,
No, he's Kes, the gnome lady, the little gnome woman,
who likes
the pink-haired
Spriggan.
Yeah, the gnome
He
who
has a
likes the
thing for it.
Spriggan. Yeah, I mean,
I want. Wait,
she's
the
got weird
guy who-
tastes,
who
but whatever.
Kidnapped him.
No, he's still in the front. He's still in his house.
Are people watching?
So I don't know.
Is what I mean.
I don't know.
I don't want him to escape. That's my before we just all leave him and trust that he's just gonna sit still in his house. I'll make sure he doesn't.
I mean, I don't think
Okay,
he's
Margaret-
much of a problem, but if you want to watch him, go ahead, Philippe.
Well, Margaret will say, will like motion, like you guys go with Kes. I'll watch this guy. So Margaret's gonna stay here at least.
Okay. That's all. Because I don't know if it's really a crime to kidnap a Spriggan or whatever, but he might try and run away. So let's just make sure he's not running away and escaping us, and then we have to track him down because I hate tracking people. It's so much easier when they just live at their apartment or whatever at their house.
So yeah, you guys go around this back, and there is a cellar door in there. And when you guys open that up, you do see down in the cellar, it is kind of dark in there, but Amber light brings a light with her. And sure enough, you see the Spriggan, and he's tied up, and he's got kind of dried blood on the side of his head, and he's kind of looks barely conscious. So he looks like he's been pretty badly beat up.
Tiki, this is your time to shine.
Oh right, well
She
I'm
might be,
vacuuming.
Is Tiki gonna heal him?
Yeah, I'll go up and check him and heal him if he looks like he needs cures.
Yeah, he looks
Bring
like he could use
some
a
water
cure.
and some food, untie him if he's tied up.
Yeah, so Kes, of course, immediately runs over and is crying pretty much, and he's like, "Oh, Miggy, I thought I'd never see you again." And yeah, she definitely, she's definitely beside herself, and relieved. And he's kind of still out of it a little bit, he's like, oh. And
Does he need a lesser restoration at all? I'll do it anyways. I'll do a lesser restoration.
Yeah, he would have the exhausted condition probably. I think lesser restoration helps with that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes it
Oh.
to fatigue, and if you do it again, it
Yeah,
removes
but
the
fatigue isn't that big a deal as well.
He's
So
gotta
just
sleep now.
probably, yeah, he'll just sleep. But yeah, so yeah, and they kind of start. I don't know. Does anybody know Gnomish, the language?
I know all languages.
That's right. You have a helm ability, so you'd understand they're talking. So
I think I know it actually. I think I can speak it because I think I, spoke to him. That's how. Yeah, I know.
right. Yeah, I think Gnomish is actually the only language that he has. It's his only language. He doesn't actually speak Common. He's probably picked up a little bit of rudimentary Common since he's been here for over a month, but let me double check. I'm pretty sure this guy only knows Gnome.
Does he know Sylvan?
Nope, he only knows Gnome.
Okay.
So yeah, they're kind of talking in Gnomish, him and Kes. And yeah, he actually he seems really happy to see her too. He actually is he's like, I'm glad you found me. Like, and yeah, he seems a lot different than you remember him being a month ago. He actually does seem like he might actually be a changed Spriggan.
I'm going to say, it's good to see you. I'm sorry that it's under these circumstances, Miggy. Do you remember me? My name's Amber.
Yes, I remember you.
I've heard pretty good things about you, and what you've been doing in this town.
I've tried. I don't think I could have done it without her, though, and you can tell he's talking about Kess.
So, I'm going to hold up my end of the bargain. I'm going to give you your sight back.
You'll do that?
If you promise to keep being, helpful, as opposed to destructive.
Of course, of course. And Kess chimes in and says, I'll make sure he does too.
I'll dismiss the blindness deafness.
Okay. And you dismiss the blindness, and he kind of actually gets to see Kess for the first time ever, because he's actually never seen her before. And he actually seems like, really emotional about it. Like he kind of crying about it. Like he's finally able to see again, and he says thank you in Gnomish.
He's an ugly gnome who has a pretty gnome.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, then again, and he met her. He never was able to see her before, so he didn't even know what she looked like. To be fair.
He saw how beautiful her heart was.
Yeah, basically. And she saw something in him. I don't know what. She's weird, but...
Well,
no, if you talk to her about it, she'd probably be able to tell you a little bit more about what she likes about him, but...
How much does it cost to build a small house in this town?
That's a good question. I don't know. I'd have to look into that some. But, yeah, so Margaret will say, well, perhaps we should get back now, and we'll need to talk with Howard and Lewis at some point, or at least I will have to.
Indeed.
But we'll have to talk about what we're going to do moving forward here.
And there should be some justice for what happened to Meggie, because as far as I can tell, he wasn't in the wrong. And the Griffins, Howard and Lewis, and Antok Vogniel were.
I agree. I think Miggy's been wronged here. But like I said, we'll discuss this back in town, and
Okay.
Well, I guess Margaret wouldn't have said that yet unless you guys go back, because she's with Fogneil.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Okay.
With Miggy.
So
Who's looking
yeah,
better.
so you guys, yeah. Antok still looks very defeated, I guess, like he's slumped over and kind of in his chair, and he's just not looking happy at all.
Come on. It's to the sheriff's office with you.
Alright. And he does come willingly, even though... And yeah, he just looks kind of defeated the whole way.
Huh.
And yeah, he gets back to sheriff's, and yeah, when you get back there, Margaret says, "So you're gonna have someone, a guest tonight. Try not to let this one out of your sight." and the Sheriff Kenneth takes her meaning and kind of nods like, yes, ma'am. And yeah, at this point, you guys have been walking around back and forth a lot and asking, like, visiting all these downs. It's actually probably it's actually probably getting into the evening now.
Yeah. We've done lots of stuff today.
Mm-hmm. So, for finding Miggy successfully before, he ended up dying of, like, starvation or something like that, because if you guys had spent several days not being able to find him, something like, it could have been worse. Or if you guys had not come to Hars in time, like if you guys had just decided to go wander around in this mountains, you probably would have come back and found that he wasn't here anymore. He would have been dead by that point, probably. But yeah, I'd give everyone gets 2,500 experience.
Oh man.
That actually puts us 80 short.
Oh, does it? Damn.
Yeah, it does. Let's go kill a bear or a boar or something.
Well, the session's not quite over yet, so maybe we can get a little bit more experience for the end of the session and level up.
Okay, I might have to go kind of soon. I woke up like really early this morning, like 4:45 a.m. I couldn't fall back asleep, so I've been kind of dozing.
We'll probably call it soon. I think we're at a pretty good spot. We kind of wrapped up this little quest.
Yeah,
sorry if not everybody enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it.
I've been really tired.
Yeah, I was really looking forward to resolving this because this was something that kind of got set up from like a long time ago. So I kind of had plans for like how this was going to play out from a long time ago as well.
It's all good. I was able to clean my house before I leave it.
Yeah. So I'm glad Mandus was here because it was like this quest won't be as good. I don't think if Amber isn't like participating in it because it's kind of Amber's.
This probably wouldn't have happened if he wasn't.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I would have been like.
Amber's the only one that.
Blind? Nah.
It's being blind's not so bad. Whatever. I've been blind most of my life.
Obviously not. It did some good.
Yeah, it actually did. That's what I'm saying. So, like, that's kind of one of the things. So, if you talk with him a little bit, Miggy will even say, like, he's like, I didn't think so at the time, but you blinding me and giving me a second chance is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
So he thinks until he learns what a man's life is like.
Maybe. But he says, so when I say thank you, I'm not just thanking you for removing the blindness. But in a weird way, I'm also thanking you for blinding me in the first place.
I'm glad you've reflected on your actions.
This is where I hit him so hard in the head that he gets a concussion and realizes the craziness that he's been spouting.
You're a Spriggan, damn it.
You're supposed to be chaotic evil. Stop that. That's the thing, though. Spriggans they're like 10s across the board for all their mental stats. Like they aren't strictly chaotic evil. They can actually change, and this one did.
I'm going to talk to the mayor and ask if there are any households that have been either, up for sale, or what would it cost to get a new house up and running here in Hars.
She says, I'll look into it, because I think that's a good idea. It seems that her and Ipicor have become more estranged lately as well, because of that. Although, I do kind of want to talk to her father as well. I'm not sure where he stands in all this.
Well, I wasn't necessarily thinking for Cass. I was just thinking for Miggy, so he doesn't have to stay in the jail all the time.
Oh, of course. But I mean, I'm sure you've noticed they're quite enamored with each other.
Amber shrugs. No, I didn't notice anything. Thanks for pointing it out.
I'll look into it though. Because yes, for sure, I'm gonna let him stay here. We have I am sure we have a spare room here in here in my office here that he can. I mean, we also have my room as well for when I stay here instead of in my home out in the on the other side of the river. But I have an extra room here I could probably let him use. I hope that Ipicor at least has provided you guys with rooms for yourselves. Yeah. Okay, that's good at least. At least he's done that much properly. Because yeah, you guys are probably at Margaret's office right now, and Ipicor is notably not there at the moment. Swarm of bats.
Oh, sorry, we need to fight 2 swarms of bats.
Oh, for enough XP? Oh, okay.
Yeah. 2 CR2 thing.
I might just give you guys an extra 100 experience just to throw you up over the edge, honestly, because it seems kind of silly to be at 80 shy, or whatever it was shy.
Yeah. Okay, I think this is resolved.
Okay. Well, there'll be like one other thing. I gotta look into that for
80
house.
XP for Lord of the Rings references.
Sure, why not? 80 XP for defeating those 2 brothers, the Parker brothers, I think.
By learning who
names.
they are.
Yeah. Yeah,
No,
well,
by
scaring one of
them, by kicking one of them out of the tavern.
Yeah, he spooked one of them. Or embarrassed him. One of the 2. Yeah, they were pretty much just a weird side character I threw into the tavern. I was interested to see if you guys would bite, and sure enough, somebody did. Somebody's like, I gotta go talk to those weird brooding strangers.
That was fun.
Yeah, Tiki won't ever like notice those things. Like she's really just oblivious to her surroundings.
Yeah.
Other than her little inner bubble.
Right. Oh, that's what
now.
only made all the sea 60 feet.
Once
but yeah,
having extraordinary vision, it'll change.
Do you get that this level up? Because yeah, you guys, everyone gets that 80. Just go ahead and add that 80 experience for the next level up.
How much XP are we at then?
34,000.
34,000.
Right at the breakpoint there. For level 8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lovely.
Yeah, a lot of classes get like little mini capstones at level 8. I think like most sorcerers get like a new bloodline ability at level 8. So I don't know what Amber gets at level 8. What bloodline you
I don't get
I don't know.
Sage, I think.
Yeah. Which is
Just the arcane one. So if you level 8, you get...
Are we done
we don't
today?
get anything.
No, you actually don't get anything. Yeah, we're done for the day, so...
Question for everybody who's here. Secret's not running her game this Saturday, which is 2 days from now, which starts at, what, 10 PST?
Yeah.
Would either Ron or Zerdurium be able to make that?
10 a.m. I'm assuming.
Yes, AM.
Yeah, Pacific.
So that would be
Like
noon
or
for
11
me.
or something. Oh, yeah,
Wait.
maybe noon.
What's the question?
Yeah,
We're talking about-
Saturday game at noon for
We were talking
Manchester's
about
campaign.
using the Saturday slot since we're not running Resolute Lords, just running
Right.
or running. We could also finish Ron's game potentially as
Ron's
well
game.
on that Wednesday,
Or
because
the
we're like a session away from that.
Because there's 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, there's 2 Saturdays we got to work with there, so.
I think I'm free this Saturday, like in 2 days. I don't think I'm doing anything during the day, so that works for me.
Okay.
And I should actually be like awake and things if it's at noon my time.
What's going on this Saturday?
Well, Secret isn't
Replacing
running.
Secret's game with Mantis's game.
Basically, yeah.
I get
So
to
it's
play
because-
Hester this Saturday?
Yeah, you get to play Hester
Yeah.
on Saturday.
If Zerdurium or Ron can make it.
Maybe.
Ideally both.
Okay.
Yeah, ideally
Okay,
both, but if
let's
at least one.
set it. I'll set it on Roll20. That's a thing. And whoever shows up, and we'll play the game. As long as it's more than 3 PCs.
Wait, whose game are we
Yeah,
doing?
I'll be there.
Ron's or
It'll be Mantis's game. It'll be Mantis's
Okay.
game this weekend. We could probably do. Are we still gonna shoot
Would
for next
people
Friday
be around
for Wednesday? I mean,
Wednesday?
I will be. I'll be around for Wednesday.
I
I can run.
I mean,
2 weeks.
depends on
or-
work, but probably.
If you want to run 2 weeks in a row for like Thursday, and I take the Saturday slots when they're available, that's fine. Or because I don't know, I'd like to get some things done in my game. Not that I have lots of things planned out, but I feel like we're not going anywhere, and I do have like long-term plans, but not everything in between.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what time will this be?
Do my level up sucks. Give me more XP.
My level up is basically just one more fortitude save, one more base attack bonus, and a feat.
I get
Yeah,
one
that
level
sounds very
4
fighter.
spell now, but that's it. Nothing else.
You get another mystery. Yeah, you get a
Oh.
mystery, don't you? Or does your archetype
No.
replace that?
My archetype replaces it. I already. Oh, I don't need another mystery. I got like 4 revelations right now. I'm good on voodoo-y shit.
Oh no, it's not a mystery. You get a mystery spell, actually. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. We do get the attribute point though, so I'm not sure why I'm put that.
That's right. You guys all get an attribute point. That's kind of useful.
If I put in my
Oh, yeah,
Oh, actually,
yeah.
Tiki's got 2 attacks for your iterative now.
Can somebody tell me if the time I set is correct?
Oh god, I do.
I'm gonna go. I'm really tired. I'll do my level up
All right.
another
Good
night.
Yes, that looks correct. You
Sorry,
said
I
it's
was
set for
tired
10
tonight,
a.m.
guys.
Okay.
No, that's all good. It happens sometimes.
I should be around. I set an alarm for Saturday since I don't normally do a game then with you guys. If I'm not there for some reason, shoot me a text, and
Okay.
as long as I'm not asleep, I'll see it and respond. So
Sounds
alright,
good.
see ya.
Hopefully, I'll see you on Saturday. then.
I have the alarm, so I should hopefully be ready.
Well, my intelligence bonus doesn't actually do anything for me, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I have 23.
If I cross class into another fucking spellcaster, I treat the spells for that class as casting like that class, right? As far as like prepared spells and mechanics like that go.
Yep. Yeah, and you can't.
Yeah.
You can take stuff that lets you use like your spell strike and stuff like that using it, but you have to take like an arcana, like a Magus Arcana or something like that to do it. Like you have to do some work to get other classes to play nice with Magus cross class.
I'm going to take Shadow Conjuration.
That's a pretty good spell, especially for sorcerers.
And I am going to replace Create Pit with something else.
Okay. I was thinking of replacing a level 2 spell on Isaiah when I get level 8 as well.
Oh, so I could technically get like 9 level 4 spells? Or level 4, level 0 spells? Is that what's going on?